So setting all of this up has been a huge process for us this year. I don't think we're 100% there, but we're close. We are still working out things with the school district, which needs to be resolved. And then the board needs to put a plan in place how they want to hire a treasurer or hire a CFO, because that's really what the position is, whether or not it's part-time or full-time. All the things we have to look at, and because we've been putting the structure together this year, we have been making the right steps, but not everything is finished yet. But we have a committed board to do that work, and we feel that we are heading really in the right direction. Are there any other questions I can answer? We have, if you would like, we're going to put the PowerPoint up on the website so everybody can go through it. We do have some of the figures are on our flyer, pick up one of those. But if you would like an email copy of this PowerPoint, just leave your email with Juan and I will be happy to send it to you tomorrow. So we have 3 candidates for the Board of Trustees. Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
What I can do, since there's been some confusion as to the start date, and I know some people probably have missed the PowerPoint, I could run it once more. Is that okay with everybody?
Yes.
Yes, and this way, if you have any more questions, or think of any more questions, we'll be happy to entertain them. So this is a very brief PowerPoint. It sort of puts in perspective for everybody about our budget, about our finances, and our vote that's coming up on June 2nd. The vote was changed from the first Tuesday in May for circumstances that we really didn't have much control over. But so we're a little behind, and but we are determined to get the information out to everybody. You will be receiving a postcard. We mailed out a postcard to every household in Mount Vernon, and it also has all of these figures. We will have extra copies of the postcard early next week, and we're going to look for some volunteers and our friends to maybe go out in the community, hand out the postcard, hand out the flyers to those people who might have missed it. So, but I will also say, if you know somebody who needs some information, please have them call me or email me, and I'd be happy to provide what I can provide. So, these are our facts and figures for this upcoming budget year. And these are our figures for just some statistics on how we are doing here at Mount Vernon Library. So, we know there's 218,000 people who came in to the Mount Vernon Library this past year. We've had 13,872 children attend over 1,000 programs. Our Wi-Fi was used over 29,000 times, and we almost hit 140,000 items borrowed. And our goal is to continue to move that figure up as we go forward. We have 20 computers now. We started with 12. And they're used over 50,000 times. So you know how valuable having these computers for our public and our community is. Over 51,000 reference questions asked and answered by our staff. And our website was accessed over 500,000 times. So that alone tells me, and I'm sure everybody, how much we are needed in this community. We've added and improved services and collections programs this past year, and that is a goal going forward that we will continue to do. And in fact, I want to mention that we are working on our strategic plan, because by law, we have to have a strategic plan that covers 5 years of services. And we're working with a consultant to do this. And we've done a survey, and now, in a couple of weeks, we're going to start advertising for a couple of town hall sessions. We're going to invite Mount Vernon residents here to our library, and we're going to ask them to participate in the planning process. We will also have staff participation, board participation, the Friends will participate, and so we hope by the time this process is done, and when we work with our committee and start writing our new strategic plan, that we've hit the highlights of what people want to see when they come into our library. We started an early childhood learning center. It was one of the things that I really wanted to see here in Mount Vernon. We purchased 2 AWE computer stations. These are not computers. You buy them all ready to go with the software. Covers grade from preschool to about age 12. We have 2 of them. We bought them with a donation from Staples and our expanded new technology budget that we had because the budget vote passed last year. Those are so popular in the children's room, go check them out. We probably need 4 more because the demand is there. The demand is here in our community. How do we serve our early childhood learning and get all of our children, our preschool children, ready to read when they go to school? We have to, here at the library, give them that opportunity. And this is step 1. We have all the public computers. We have the computer lab, which is packed. Almost every time I walk by in the afternoon, we open it from 2 to 5 during the week. We need a bigger space because it's so popular. Our computer classes are filled all the time. We need a bigger lab. We need to plan for that. We need to offer more and more classes because that's what our community wants. And so that's, one of the things that will be in our plan going forward. So we've had enhanced services since our budget has been voted on. We've been collaborating with community groups. We've got some public-private partnerships going. We're going to extend that. In fact, we had Goldman Sachs volunteers come here last Friday, and they got us a grant of about almost $1,500 and the volunteers to do all the planting on the First Avenue side. So we now have this partnership, and every year we're going to go back to Goldman Sachs and see how many volunteers we can get for another project here at the library. We've developed lots of new programs. Staffing is really tight, but we're trying to initiate more and more programs. We will need some extra staff to get them off the ground, but we are doing the best we can. We have a volunteer program that we're going to be growing even more. We have teen volunteers, we have volunteers in the children's area, and now we're going to start working on getting volunteers to help us with tasks such as shelving and reading shelves, and maybe helping us participating in program planning. So that's all on the agenda. We have increased access to information resources. We added an African American history database about 2 or 3 months ago. That seems to be very popular. And our newest thing is we're going to introduce Hoopla. Hoopla is about one of the leading downloadable streaming movie databases that is available for libraries. It has over 240,000 movie titles. Now, it's not going to have the bestsellers because the studios won't release them, but it has known films that people, I think, will really enjoy checking out. For White Plains, it's had it a couple of months now, and they're circulating about 600 titles every single month. So this is a great resource for the community. And it also has music CDs, the full CD, not just songs, which we have free build and get some songs from there. But this, you can check out a music CD, listen to it for a week, it gets returned, and you can borrow another one. Audiobooks on the site will go out for 3 weeks, and there's quite a selection. So I'm really excited to be able to offer that to the community. This is a breakdown of our budget this year. I know it's a little small for everybody to see, but basically what we are doing is we are asking for a 1.5% increase to $4,415,250. It's a growth of about $65,000, a 1.5% increase on the tax levy, which is really going to amount to about $4.42 per household. We did a little bit of a pie chart to show you our breakdown of where our expenses are here. Operating funds are 19.6% of the budget. Our library collection development is 6.1%, and our salary and benefits is 74.22%. So I've gone over what we're asking, 29.07 per 1,000 of assessed value on the tax levy. It is within the tax cap. In fact, we're lower than the tax cap, and so it translates to about $4.42 per taxpayer. And we are electing a trustee for a 5-year term, and we have 3 candidates. So it's up to you. Get the word, help us get the word out. Let them know to give me a call if there's any questions out in the community. My contact information is on the website, or just the general library number. I'll be happy to talk with anybody about it. And here's my phone number and my extension. My email's on the website as well. And I'll be happy to give you my card if you would like my contact information and want to drop me a line. I'm happy to share. Are there any questions that I can answer for you that we may have missed? Okay, so we're going to introduce our candidates for trustee. I don't know if I was supposed to do, well, I'll leave it up to you. Who would like to go first, or do you want to follow the placement on the ballot?
Placement on the ballot, does that make sense? Is there a second?
No problem. So, Linda, are you the first on the ballot? Would you like to speak first? I'm going to introduce Linda Bryant. She's currently serving a 1-year term on our Board of Trustees, and she is now running for the 5-year term.